Right. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, July 8th, and it's our Perk breakfast meeting. Go ahead, Al.
It's perfect.
There you go. Wakes everybody right up. All right. So this morning we have a special treat. We have Mark Viggiani, one of the co-chairs of membership, along with Bonnie Preston. She's the other co-chair of membership. We're going to be talking about maximizing your membership. There's so much to the chamber membership, and once in a while we like to talk about it to see if you guys are aware of everything that you have access to, and we'll have an open discussion once Mark does his portion. So go ahead, Mark.
Why don't you, first of all, why don't we just jump right into some of the things that you brought up, Therese, of member benefits that people probably either have forgotten about or weren't aware of, to put on their radar that they could share with other members and people who might be considering becoming members?
Okay, so when you sign up, put your application in as a member, people don't realize this, but by completing the membership application, you only have 47% of your profile complete. There's a lot more stuff you can put up there, like pictures and videos, and you can put up information and words about your business and stuff like that. So there is, when you go into your profile, you can see what percentage you're at, and then go in and check and follow up on the boxes that aren't checked off yet, and get it up to as close as 100% as you can. This way you have more, it's more information, because a lot, when I go through the directory, sometimes I see the business name and location without even a rep name there. So people can't find you unless you activate your rep name for the public to see it. So that's some of the benefits. Another benefit is that there's something called a hot deal out there in the directory, in your profile. And if you have something special, even if it's temporary, throw it out there as a hot deal, and then everybody can see that you have something special going on, that you have a special offering or whatever it happens to be. And then people can sign up for your special deal. And then you can also communicate with people within the directory. So you get access to all the chamber members in there too, and you can communicate with them. So a lot of people are not aware of those benefits from within your chamber profile. So we want you to take advantage of all that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. I'll put my cell phone in the chat. You can also call Kathleen, because she's very versatile in everything Chamber Master, which is the system that runs our back office information.
Okay. The other thing that we discussed too is the chamber's database that is in constant contact with the, how many people do we have there, Therese?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So when we have something called, we have email blasts available. Also, there's we have them discounted for a package, but for one email blast is $100, and you can send us whatever you want to send out to our email list of over 2,000 names. We have a nice database of names that we've accumulated through the years, and it's a great resource for you for $100 to send out an email blast about anything you want to promote about your business.
When we do the events and somebody sponsors, do email blasts go out for that?
Email blasts do go out for.
So, you know, there's a benefit for sponsoring some of the events. It gets you that extra exposure, not just at the event and just not on the chamber webpage and social media sites, but it gets your face or name and business out there connected to the events when you get that sponsorship. So that's another reason to lean into the chamber from a marketing branding perspective. It gets you out there. You know, you don't have to spend $2,000 for every sponsorship you do, but if you hit up yourself for a nice size sponsorship that gets you some nice coverage for a particular event, maybe it's one you feel, you know, near and dear to, but follow it up throughout the year with the other events, with maybe even a journal page or something on a smaller level. It's consistency, and it's getting yourself in front of other people. So One way is through the 2,000 people, rough, what'd you say, 2,000, Therese?
Over 2,000 names.
Over
yeah.
2,000. The other way is by getting the chamber bigger and bringing in more chamber members, that have their own multiple employees, because one business is one exposure, but if that business has 10 employees that are engaged in the chamber, that one is now 10. So that's really, what we're trying to do, and trying to push things forward, and, just get, more exposure, more value for our membership out of the chamber.
Mhm.
Anything you want to add to that, Bonnie?
Yeah, back to the employees, if your business is a member and it's 1 to 10 or 1 to 25, it doesn't have to be you coming. Have a representative from your business come. Maybe they live closer to where one of the Perks are on the east or the west side of the county, and let them attend. If you have young people, introduce them to YPG and get them involved. Okay, so it doesn't have to just be you. We can get your face, your business getting exposure all the time. I just want to step back a moment to what Mark talked about, the sponsorship and to being consistent during the year. Everybody who has websites and people doing their marketing and their social media, the word is branding. And you can continue to do that through the chamber in very small amounts by a sponsorship, doing that page in the ad journals for our signature events. People see it all the time. Oh, it's, Rock Solid Systems. It's, artists in Eatontown. It's a different, they'll see it all the time. Oh, they're part of the chamber, they support the chamber, and they see the name. So when somebody thinks of a business that they need, they'll remember that business they're seeing all the time. And again, we preach this all the time. Get involved, get on committees, help us out, and we want your ideas. We want the good ideas. We want the things that you don't feel that you're getting out of the chamber, how you think maybe you can get something more out of the chamber. And that's what this is about this morning. We want to hear from you. It's not just about us talking.
Mhm.
And everything doesn't come with a price tag. I mean, we have our member network page. If you're a member on that page and you're an accepted member, you can post as much as you want, as long as it's appropriate. But still, it's another way to get your name and face out there. If you see the chamber post something, or you post something there and then share it, that just multiplies the visibility out there. So it's not a matter of always paying for the extra, being a member isn't just an opportunity to give sponsorships to promote yourself in the chamber more, but there's also resources that are just available to you that you don't have to necessarily reach into your pocket for either.
Mhm. And we do business after hours. Those business after hours, most of the time, they're complimentary, because we have the host business is paying for the refreshments and there's no cost to the chamber. So we pass that savings on by having the business after hours complimentary. If there's a cost, we'll have to pass the cost on. Like when we did the Sunset Cruise, we had to charge for it because there was a cost involved. But we want to do more business after hours. We have a lot of them coming up, so check the calendar. If you want to do a business after hours in your location, let us know. And they're always fun, a lot of fun.
I'll jump in there again. If you don't have an office that can accommodate doing business after hours, look to somebody else in the chamber that does. Do a joint one.
Yep.
Okay, because they work great and they get actually more people when you do a joint one. So think about doing that. I just lost my train of thought. There's something else I wanted to add. I'm sorry. Maybe it'll come back.
When you said doing a joint, did you mention if somebody didn't have an office?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
I just got blurred
Right.
out.
If they, and partner up with people. I mean, that's the best way to do it.
We love collaboration here.
Yeah.
Collaboration goes a long
Oh,
way.
I know what I want to say. If you have an event or you're doing something special in your business, shoot Kathleen, Therese, Mark, or I an email. Let us know so that we'll send out to the committees to make sure they jump on the membership page to make sure they share everything out on their networks. Okay. We try and be diligent doing it all the time, but if somebody's got something special they really need to push, let us know. Because remember, it's not just this network. It's all the other networks that we belong to that we can get your businesses out to.
Right. So make sure you put the notice in the member network page, and then we can share it. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah. That also goes a long way.
And you know what? If there's certain people in the chamber you're tight with, or you pick up the phone and call them and let them know, and ask them to spread the word. It's all interactive. A lot. The internet and social media makes everything relatively easy. But again, the most cost-effective way to get bang for your buck is face-to-face and belly-to-belly, and sometimes the phone's got to be in the way. So it's a matter of taking all of these little elements and working them together, taking your benefits as being a member, taking the directory of the membership, and taking your other, like Bonnie said, the outward networks, and bringing it all together. And that's how you can leverage the chamber. Leverage the chamber to help grow your business and support each other.
Mhm. Does anybody have any questions, ideas, suggestions?
Well, you know what? Let's just specifically, anything anybody is looking for that the chamber could potentially do that maybe we're not doing enough of, or we haven't done, just for all brainstorming, no judging here. It's just throwing out ideas and no comments after.
Nobody?
Come
Well,
on.
I have a question. I'm sorry I'm off camera, but how far is the distance you'll travel for an afterglow event, after hours? Tinton Falls, is that too far?
Listen, we're a regional chamber, Laura. We go as far out as, our Tuesday Perk is in practically Millstone. It's on the border of Manalapan and Millstone. Monmouth County goes all the way out to Allentown. It goes as far north as Cream Ridge, Matawan.
Okay.
It goes as far south as, what's the most southern town in New Jersey? Probably Manasquan.
All right, well, no,
Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right.
that's the whole idea. As a matter of fact, that's something that we're working on as a chamber, because we are a regional chamber, and we want to be available to the entire, not only the entire Monmouth County, but the towns just on the outskirts. Old Bridge is just outside of Matawan.
Mhm.
There's Old Bridge homes that have a Matawan zip code. There's Millstone or Clarksburg and Allentown addresses that are actually part of Ocean County. So yeah, if there's a business that wants to do an after hours to promote their business.
Yep, we have a business in Tom's River. I'm trying to get to do a business after hours down there, and they're in Ocean County, but they're members, so we want to take care of them. So.
All right. So how do you book something? I'd like to do that 100. Who do
So
I?
you know what? We'll reach out to
do the
you.
$100, to do a blast, and then I also like to host something at the yoga studio. In
You know what,
Tinton Falls.
Laura? Follow up with an email to Therese and Kathleen.
Therese, okay.
And they'll go, and that's part of the thing too, is putting the systems involved. So those answers can be answered relatively quickly, because we just sort of know how to do these things.
Mhm.
So it's good if we put that in place, but you let them know what and when you want
I
to do
will.
something. And then as the chamber, will work it out.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you. Very informative. I didn't even know about half of what I could be taking advantage of with all you lovely men and women. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. I'm looking forward to that yoga studio presentation.
Oh, it'll be beautiful. Reiki, just a lot of stuff is happening. Good stuff. So thank you.
Nice.
Anybody else got anything? Tom, you've been away for a while and you're back. What are you looking for? I know I put you on the spot, pal. It's a bacchanalia to another. I had to do it. Right, Al?
No, I was as a former member, and hopefully I didn't leave you all because it was a lack of enthusiasm, but I took on another corporate career, and now I'm juggling owning my own business and being back in the corporate world. But I loved my time at the chamber, and I probably only took advantage of a third of the things available to me. I didn't know about half the things you just said, Mark, to be honest. So as a new member, when I came on board, my onboarding was great, but even giving like a little kind of cheat sheet, maybe a few here are the top 5 things that you can do as a new member, besides doing one-on-ones and things like that. But had I known about the $100 blasts, I probably would have done 10 of those just to get my, as a new business to the chamber. I probably would have done a bunch initially. And I love social media. So anytime that we can just support each other, and I know sharing gets a little, it gets a little heavy sometimes, right? We get sharing fatigue sometimes, but I'm a big proponent of if somebody has done something great for you or helped you out or whatever, tagging them on social media is really invaluable, because it not only organically promotes the business, but it just, it tells the community too, like, hey, this person's legit. And oh, by the way, they own this business. So it's not kind of forcing it down your throat.
Cool. Thank you.
Excellent.
Dean, I just want to say I was in Brick the other day and I passed your old facility. It's beautiful, but I think you're better off up here. Carrie. Yes, you. Did you have your coffee?
I didn't have my coffee yet,
Okay. Carrie's
but
also
it's fine.
on
I'm
the-
awake today.
Okay. Carrie's also on the membership committee, but she's also your co-chair of the YPG, correct?
Yep. The young professionals, everyone encourage your young professionals that you work with to come onto our meetings. They're on Zoom. They don't have to go anywhere. We meet once a month. It's a nice group of kids. It's a different group than you get here or anywhere else in the chamber. So it's a nice, fun experience.
What can we do more to connect the YPG with us and connect us with the YPG more? I mean, because the YPG is our chamber members, but it's almost like a little village outside. And we're trying to bring the whole county together. What can we do for our young professionals? What do you think? Just curious.
I know
put you on the
like
spot.
for our Caring with Karaoke event coming up, we're working with chamber members who don't usually attend the young professionals. We're working with all chamber members to help us get our donations and to volunteer the night of. So that's like a way that we can get other people involved in the young professionals who don't want to come on our Zoom, our once a month Zoom meetings. That's a way we can integrate in just events like that. And I know we can probably try to use the YPG email blast probably to try to promote some of the other events maybe, but it's just a matter of spreading the word between the two entities, the YPG and the others, because the YPG people generally are YPG people. So we got to try to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like there's women in business. I know there's people in women in business that just go to that and maybe the luncheon or one of the big events. And, so we're trying to figure out what we can do as membership and the chamber to really intertwine us all together.
Yeah.
Hey, Carrie, when somebody joins as a YPG member, do they get assigned like a sponsor, like a chamber sponsor? Assuming that they're going to be a chamber member one day. It would be kind of cool, like even like a corporate environment, right? You get like your buddy, or you're outside of your own company, outside your own department, and their task is to kind of show you around and show you the ropes and everything else. So it would be cool, especially for the younger members, if they were assigned kind of and I'm not adding any more work on anyone's plate, but if people wanted to volunteer to be kind of an executive buddy or a chamber buddy, just to kind of, for those first 2 weeks, they're on call to kind of show them the ins and outs of the chamber.
Yeah, that's not something we have specifically for the young professionals, but that's a good thought. We'll look into that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about it.
All right, Puma, you're fairly new to the chamber. Do you have any suggestions or ideas that you'd like to share?
So far the experience has been great. I've made some great connections. I think that if we add some things that could help us in our business, like certainly social media, right? Like LinkedIn, how to do LinkedIn live events, things like that. How to optimize your page, things like that. Little tidbits, not a whole big hour-long session. Just maybe a little 15-20 minutes at the beginning of a meeting like this would be great. That's all. This has been a wonderful experience. So great people.
Thank you. We love having
Hey,
you.
Jim, you're a member of different groups and you've been part of MRCC for how long now?
About 6, 7 months now.
Oh, not Rich, I'm talking Big Jim Roth. You've been around for how long?
Jeez.
Anyway,
Any-
been with the group since 2014, maybe 15, something in that range.
Okay.
And yes, I'm involved with a number of other groups. And one of the things that I'm reminded of is an issue that I had in a group that I'm involved with on Thursday. Lou and Dwayne are quite familiar with this group. We've had a problem with that other group where we couldn't get speakers, or at least for a little while, we just weren't having speakers because I guess the whole Zoom thing was messing everybody up, the timing of the meetings and whatnot. But that group is a little bit different than the chamber. It's a one person per profession group, similar to a BNI or a LATIPS. It's not involved with either of those organizations anymore. I think it was way back when a BNI, and they dropped out of that. But because the group is one person per profession and the attendees of the morning breakfast are exclusive to the group, they're already members. You're not going to have somebody coming in from the outside to be a speaker. Somebody coming in from, how should I say this, outside of the core attendees, the regular membership of the group. We've got a little contrast going on with the chamber here in that on a fairly regular basis, you have somebody coming in that doesn't regularly attend the breakfast, doesn't know the feel of this meeting, not so much our Zoom meeting right now, but rather the in-person meetings. How should I say this?
Just say it.
Some of these folks are a little more prone to the sales pitch. Boy, I don't like that. You come into my organization, into my little group here, and you try and sell me on something, and you've lost a few pegs of respect, at least as far as I'm concerned. I would so much prefer to be educated by somebody within the group than to have somebody outside of the group try and give me a sales pitch. With that said, going back to the Thursday group, when we started getting involved with having speakers again, when we came out of the Zoom thing, I proposed to the leader of that group that we circulate a sign-up sheet during the meeting. And what I did is I created with a spreadsheet a list of all the dates of the meeting, with a slot next to it to sign up to speak. And we just passed it around, and in no time flat, we had the entire year filled up with speaker slots, obviously from within the group. I would love to see us doing something like that here, not just announce it at during a meeting. Hey, we've got the speaker slots available. Go see such and such at the table over there to sign up, but actually circulate it among the attendees of the meeting to encourage everybody to take a slot and speak. You get practice doing that, you get so much better at promoting your business by speaking. And if a sign-up sheet is passed along in front of you and you see that the prior 10 people before you signed up for a slot, yeah, a little pressure, but step up to the plate, take a slot yourself and speak. Lou's looking to get a word in, so I think I kind of got that one on the tables.
Go ahead, Lou.
Thanks, Jim. Jim and I are long-time network buddies, and I'm very familiar with what he was talking about because I was one of the signups for that Thursday meeting. And I'm very fortunate in that my business doesn't really compete with anybody, and there are very few people that do the network circuit that do what I do. And I feel for those that have multiple people doing exactly the same thing, especially in a small group. These sign up things, it worked. I signed up immediately. And as Jim said, the purpose of the speaking was not to sell anything. Maybe it was to give a little bit of your extra credentials or your background or some general information. And I actually spoke at
As
that.
I like to say, you're establishing yourself as the expert in the room.
Correct. And that's basically it. And just giving some background information and education. And to be honest with you, I mean, it wasn't planned that way, but a 10-minute speech ended up to be almost 40 minutes because people were interested in what was going on. I hated to dominate the whole meeting, but people found it interesting more so than the humdrum stuff that you can I can do the 30-second commercial for half the people on this room because we've heard it over and over again. Well, this was something completely different. So that's something to consider for the chamber as well. You don't have that, especially when you have multiple people doing exactly the same thing in a small group and competing with each other. And, for the sake of not being, mean to anybody, because you should never be mean on a chamber meeting. I would venture a guess that if you have two people doing the same thing, somebody's going to say something that the other one's going to disagree with. And no, it's outright wrong. But they just can't go out and say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing this a long time and you're absolutely wrong. That's not fair. It's not right. It's not productive. So exclusivity has something to be said for it in other groups, as Jim mentioned.
Okay. Definitely the sign-up sheet is a great idea. And I do know we try not to jumble in a row, one IT person after another IT person after another IT person, but that's definitely one way to get more people instead of just saying, hey, does anybody want it? And then wait for the response. It's not a bad idea, put something in front of them. You're sort of shamed a little.
I can interject a little bit here. When we were at the All Seasons Diner, we used to have the sign-up sheets. I remember we passed it around remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We're going back a while, and we got away from it and just
That's an old thing that's probably worth bringing back.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%.
I actually don't remember ever seeing a sign-up sheet. I trust that you're accurate with that, Al, but
It was there.
don't
They even
remember
had a
that.
sign-up sheet for volunteers for committees.
Yes.
So good.
We had both.
Yeah. And when I'm talking to people about speaking at the Perks or speaking anywhere, I always say to them, this is not a 10 or 15-minute commercial about your business. You have to educate. You have to give the audience something that's valuable to them, give them the information that they are looking for and they need, and then you can come in on the back end and do your 30-second commercial at the back end and tie it all together, how you can solve whatever it is that you were just talking about.
And we've had some of those good ones already, actually. If they're on YouTube, go and watch a couple. Puma, yours was exactly that. It was and you're not the only one, but you're the one that I'm looking at that it popped into my head. Specific feedback. I know, Jim, you were talking about outside speakers. Really, I mean, if you're not a chamber member and you're in a business, we really do try and should avoid that. What's the feedback when we bring in like somebody from one of the business organizations in the county or the state to tell us some things that are going on, or maybe even the Environmental Protection Agency, stuff like that? Bringing in those type of speakers on occasionally, would you find that valuable, or do you think maybe that should be more of a separate,
It goes
luncheon?
back to education versus sales pitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would-
Brookdale-
Yeah, and I would add that also gets us closer to the community as well. Like other ways to just tie back into the community. And maybe it's not just education business, but even if you expand that to the nonprofits, right? So giving some awareness to some of the nonprofits that are in the area. Again, bringing some of that community, having those pillars of those different areas as well. Because there might be some ideas that spark, say, hey, I can figure out I might be able to support that, or there's affinity there, or what have you.
And Puma, you were starting to say something. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, the presentation by Brookdale, I thought was great. That was done like 2 months ago. And I gotta say, I think, for the business owners in the chamber, having updates, like if, let's say Bonnie could do an update on, something in the insurance and workers' comp or whatever, right? Or unemployment, things that business owners are faced with, because there's no other place that they can really go to get updates, So I think having access to updates as they happen, whether it be in employee relations or whatever, I think those could go a long way. And it doesn't have to be a big 15-minute presentation. It could be just a quick 5-minute, hey, this came down, you might want to look into it.
Okay. Excellent idea. Thank you.
Not Terry, but Carrie, who's listening, and then we see her with her doggy. You've been a rock star lately, growing your business and working with the connection and whatnot. And I know you're very connected with different groups. Do you have any ideas, inputs, constructive criticism?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, I came in late. My internet's not working. I'm at home, but I don't even know what we're talking about.
Value in your membership of the chamber. What,
Oh,
because I know you're involved with other chambers, and there are things that are working that we could benefit from, or things we're
Yeah.
doing good that we can maybe do better.
I was chatting with Bonnie the other day, and we were talking about the chamber, what you're talking about basically. And, one thing is that you guys are regional. Other ones are focused more on their, I don't know. I belong to the Jersey. Everybody's different. Now, I'm jumbled. You
Sure.
caught me off guard. Everybody's different. There's one down the shore that is, I find that they're more, I don't want to sound horrible, but they're more into clickiness. Not very business-like to me.
Carrie, you're listening, but you can't necessarily see my smile. I get what you're saying.
I see you. I see you.
You know what? Just say what you got to say. Nobody's going to judge. These are observations. You're not
Yeah.
bashing anybody.
No,
you're saying your observations.
Yeah.
This is a warmer group. I think you're onto
Yes.
something. This is a warmer
Thank you.
group, and
It's very warm. It's very business-like. We just we know each other so well that we just, if someone needs, I need someone to help me with my finances, I think of Erica. It's just, that's how I go. Not just I can name something for everybody, because I remember you guys. You make an impression. You're always pushing for better for everybody. The referrals come through. I haven't gotten many personally, but I do see them going around to everybody. I wish there were different events, but everybody's doing the same things, and I think people are getting bored with them.
So that's what do you mean?
Everybody does a golf event. Everybody does. I don't know. You know what everybody's doing.
awards
The
event.
boat trip.
Awards event. I was thinking the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have
Okay.
Athena, we have the cruise.
We
okay?
do. Well,
Yes.
we're not criticizing.
No, we're not criticizing, no, but Carrie, you're the queen of events. I mean, you
Oh,
bring
yes.
us some ideas. I mean, look at the things that you've been putting on.
I can think of something different. Let's
I
do
would
group
definitely-
skydiving. That would be different.
Group
Skydiving.
skydiving.
Are we looking to?
I can get a good deal on a used parachute, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we
Only used
looking
once.
to? If we're looking to promote the chamber, that's one thing. If we're looking to promote our businesses, that's another. We could have like a vendor show with all of our businesses and invite businesses in the county to see what we're about, see what we do. Just a tabletop. Sure, we can do our sales and tell them what we do and promote ourselves, but a meet and greet. This is who we are. Let's, instead of the 30 people that come every Friday and the same people that come to each event, I know we have tons of members. Where are they?
Or even more of like a business expo.
It's one thing to, it's one thing to pay your dues and, have people maybe that look for somebody. Like if I just moved to the area and I'm looking for a gardener, I'm going to go to the chamber to check it out. But a lot of people don't do that. So if we invite the county, I have lists. We can send out a mailer. It's a big, this is us, meet and greet. Meet your Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce and their members.
What you got, Lou?
I actually said something on the same lines a long time ago. This is going to seem a little harsh, but if I go to the Western Monmouth Chamber, I'll make a point here, and I go for breakfast, I pay $20. And that's fine. I have breakfast for it. It makes a lot of sense. Got up early, got dressed, got ready, came down there, paid $20, met a few people, which was very nice. Okay. For the privilege of going to the meeting, I paid. Okay. But for the privilege of staying home in bed and doing nothing, you pay $0. It should be exactly the opposite. People who don't show up at the meeting should finance the people who do show up at the meeting. Now, I don't know how you do something like that, but if you have members that never show up to anything, they should be penalized, not the people who do show up. Those 30 people are paying for the privilege of seeing each other, while the other chamber members are listed in the same category, same book, same everything, and they pay, other than the dues, absolutely nothing to stay home and say, hey, I'm a chamber member just like you. Kind of backwards. Now, how you do something like that, I don't know. But if the people, I mean, here's a wild suggestion. If the people who don't show up at the meeting, all 2,000 of them, would charge $1 for each meeting, not $20, but $1, they would pay for my breakfast for a whole year. It'd be great, because I'm showing up, I'm doing the effort, they're doing nothing. They should be penalized. It's opposite. I don't know, just food for thought.
Hey, Therese, aside from what the chamber offers for branding and let's just say going chamber admission for an event as opposed to a non-member, what are the other, just roughly, or have an idea of, are there just discounts and benefits to other businesses that we get because of being part of the chamber?
Yeah, I'm trying to do more of that. So we're actually
Well, tell them about the big one.
Yeah, okay.
The 3 letters, go ahead.
I figure that's what you're getting at. So just so everyone knows, we are talking to other companies to come in to work with the chamber, and the one that we're talking to right now is ADP. ADP is they do a lot, but the main thing is payroll processing and HR benefits. So they're partnering with us, and through the partnership, they are going to offer 10% discount to any chamber members that use their 10. Did I say 10? 20% discount?
20,
yeah, to any chamber members that use their service. I'm going to be totally transparent. When we started negotiating with them a couple of months ago, they were going to give a 10% discount to our members and give the chamber like a referral program, 10% to the chamber for any services that a member would sign up for. But we felt that that's not right. We don't want to take a benefit because we're referring people to them. So they took our 10% and added it on to the member benefit. So now members will get 20% off of their services, which I thought was fabulous. So that's coming down. You'll be seeing that, and they're going to be joining the chamber as a member, and they're going to be putting this 20% discount out as a hot deal. That's why we're talking about doing hot deals within the chamber community. So we're looking for more companies that can offer services like that, and to give more of a member benefit to the chamber members. And Lou, to your point, the advantage that people have that are showing up to the meetings.
Wait, Therese, I hate to cut you off,
Okay,
but we said brainstorming and no no back and forth for now. No, I know, but no,
I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to say, I'm just saying, to your point, I'm talking about a chamber benefit. So to your point, the people that are showing up have the benefit of creating relationships with people. And that to me is one of the biggest benefits you have is when you're developing relationships, people get to know you, like you, trust you. They will call you to do business. They're not calling the person that's not attending anything because they don't know them. So that's the benefit of showing up. So
the other thing, Therese, was why I sort of brought that up, because what Lou said. You even mentioned people join the chamber for different reasons. And one of them was the benefits you do get from being a chamber member, even if you don't participate. So is there anything else besides ADP that's out there right now? I know we had stuff and people have, had dropped and whatnot, but there was a prescription plan at one point.
Yeah.
Is there anything else out there?
So I have to reconnect with Staples, because Staples had 10% off of their online services and I think printing needs through the chamber, but that, that was here and now they lost.
Okay, so that's something that we're going to work on to get.
We're going to work on getting Staples back and active, because they
bring
kind of
old stuff that works. Good.
Yeah. So
okay,
Joanne.
Hey, Joanne.
Good morning. Okay, I have a suggestion talking about ideas that you pull in from other chambers and discounts. And
I was going to you next too, since you're out of town with out of state chambers. Go ahead.
Yes, I am about as out of Monmouth region as possible. I'm in Arizona, but I'm still on the board of the Monmouth Chamber, and I belong to the chamber here in my town. And one thing that's very popular here, it actually it was not a chamber initiative. It was a school district initiative, but I think it's something that the chamber would be able to use. And I've seen it in places in New Jersey too. The district does a fundraiser where they sell little, like, credit card size cards. Businesses are solicited by the district to become a sponsor on that card, and to offer anyone who has one of those cards a discount when they come in. So for instance, I bought one of the cards, it's $20, and there are perhaps, I don't know, 15, 20 businesses on the card that are participating. So I wasn't involved in the process, but my understanding is that, those businesses would have been approached. They had the opportunity to join the program. They probably paid some amount of money. I don't know what it would have been, $500, whatever, to be listed on those cards. And then anyone who has one of those cards and comes into their business gets a discount. Now, I know years ago when my kids were younger, I was always buying the entertainment books. And
Right.
One of the restrictions on those was that it was a one and done. You went in, you used it, they punched the card, or they took the coupon, and that was it. These cards can be used as many times as you want over the course of 12 months. So, you're selling them for $20 each. The person who's buying them is getting far more than that as far as a return on investment. I've gotten far more than $20 in savings. And those businesses that are participating are getting return customers that are coming in. So, okay, they might be getting a 10, 15, 20% discount, but they're spending the remainder of what they're not getting in savings. I'm wondering if that may be something that the chamber can do, solicit that members can participate in this program, offer a discount to the card holders. That's income, that's revenue for the chamber, for businesses who participate. Their additional revenue would come from selling the card to members and to the public at large. And then the participating businesses would benefit by seeing customers coming in with them.
It's on the note list. That sounds awesome.
Right. That's excellent. Yeah. Something I wanted to throw out there that we just literally started about a month or so ago. we're testing something out where if you refer 2 new chamber members to the chamber, you get a free email blast. So I know that we have a referral actually, and we're tracking it. So Erica had referred an accountant to the chamber. She signed up. Erica has a credit. She's halfway there. Puma, you have a credit. Bonnie had brought someone in, but credited you with somebody that just joined the chamber. So you have a credit and you don't even know about it. So I'm glad you're here.
That's the gym.
So yeah, so we have that we literally just started about a month ago. We did put an email blast, social media post out about it, but this is a great way for you to help to firsthand join, help to grow the chamber while getting a benefit back. You get 2 in and you get a free email blast that saves you $100 and it helps to grow the chamber. So we could really explode, you know, the chamber this way and really help your business to grow, because how many free $100 email blasts would you like, you know? So that's something I just wanted to throw out there as well. And ideas like that are fantastic. I love the business card idea, Joanne, I do. So
And big secret, you don't have to wait for us to have a meeting like this to voice the ideas. Email, phone call.
Yeah.
If it can work, it can work. If it can't, it can't. I mean, I think what's great about this morning is bringing up some things that we did in the past that worked that for some reason, you know, fell to the wayside. And, you know, we really should pull them back in. So
Yeah.
all in all, anybody got anything else? Go ahead, Joanne.
Give you another idea. See, unfortunately, you know, a lot of the things I realize, you know, COVID and everyone being more distant and socially distant and closing down has made some things a challenge. Admittedly, I think businesses are a lot more open in this part of the country in some ways. But one of the creative ideas I've seen this chamber do, which I think is a wonderful thing. It's they do the after hours. They call them 5 o'clock mixers here, you know, like we do with the Monmouth Chamber. But they do something else called a mob. It's a monthly mob lunch, and the idea is to support 3 chamber businesses in one fell swoop. And what they do is they do it on, I don't know, the 3rd Friday of the month. They announce a business, a store, a jewelry store, a store, a card shop, whatever, an actual shop where people are invited to come and meet at that shop. They mob the shop. And the idea is that you come, everyone comes together, see what merchandise is available, hopefully make some purchases. Then from there at the shop, they announce where lunch is going to be. And then everyone moves over to whatever the eatery is. That's also a chamber member. And they have a meal together. And, you know, everyone pays their own way for all of this. So it's not, you know, a set fee. Everyone goes there and they eat, and that's how they show their support for the member restaurant. And then at the restaurant, while everyone's eating, a 3rd chamber member business will be the speaker. So, you know, say if it's someone like me, for instance, that doesn't have a brick and mortar, I'm a service provider, I would appear at that luncheon and I would talk about my business, and that would give my business exposure. These things, they're really, really popular, and they even just flip them a bit, because it used to be that they announced the lunch meeting place first. People would go to the restaurant, have the lunch, do their networking, and then they would half the crowd would disappear before they went on to the shop. So in order to kind of keep the captive audience and make it fair for all 3 of the businesses, now they meet at the shop first, and by then everyone's hungry and they want to go to lunch, and they go to the restaurant. You know, that would be something. You know, one of the advantages here though is this is a very finite community. It's a town chamber, so all of these things are within very close distance to each other. But perhaps if the Monmouth Chamber did something like this and kept it regional so that it is within neighborhoods, you know, there might be creative ways of supporting multiple members, multiple member businesses all in one outing.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'll keep
Okay,
that
it's on the
one
list.
idea.
Love it. I love it. All right. Real quick, is there anyone that has anything else to add? Otherwise, I'd like to, it's almost 9 o'clock. I'd like to quickly go around the room. Introductions.
Yeah, if I could real quick, I just want to first of all give you and the staff kudos, because I am, as a member, I was new to what everything was, and the technology challenges I've been having with my my account right now. You've been awesome. So I just want to give everybody kudos in helping out new members, which you guys do a lot. It's awesome. I do want to say that I do agree with the whole meet and greet thing. I think that that's a great idea. I think that it'd be great to have something like that where we can all get together in one space, wherever that is, and kind of, you know, see who we all are. I do agree that the 30 people or so that I guess come on this, I'm new to this one. This is my first one, but I will make more. But I think that if we could see who in the whole, if we can all kind of meet each other, I think that's a great idea as well. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that the whole email blast thing, I did not know as a new member that that was something that was available. So kind of just kind of wrapping in all the suggestions that were brought in. If new members could I don't know if there's some place where it could be told what your benefits are, and maybe it's there and I might have missed it, which is hugely possible. But just wanted to say that I think that, you know, knowing that that was something that's available to us, I learned that today, and I thank you for that.
Thank
So,
you.
that's it.
Thank you very much. You know, we started doing in November, part of the chamber leadership team, we started doing new member welcome calls. So we get on Zoom once a month with a handful of new members, and we go through all this with them now. So that if you had joined before November, you haven't been part of that. But so we thought that that really helped. And there's so many members coming in, we might have to expand it to 2 a month, because we want to keep it intimate, like 5 members, and this way we can really help them.
And maybe a good system on getting the information out there as opposed to just verbally throwing it out there with these. But no, that's good. I mean, one thing I'm getting out of this too, which the big positive is we have some really good communication here in the chamber. But we could always fix it. And, that's just it. If somebody feels they're missing something or out of the loop or whatever, give us the heads up. It's, but all in all, I think this turn, you guys, thank you for your candidness, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
A couple people were quiet. I did reach out privately if you wanted to say he's gone. Okay. But really good stuff. Don't know if all of this will get implemented. Nothing happens overnight, but it's a lot of really good ideas. So I guess we gotta, the committees and the board will go through it and, put a list together. We'll knock off what we can that's possible within the structure of what we have, and hopefully make some adjustments, and all this stuff will get us grown and keep you all more engaged in, staying year after year after year, and not you as a business and a member. We don't want you to outgrow us. We all need to grow together, so we stay together.
Yeah.
So
if I could say something about the email blasts.
Sure.
Look at your email today, because you're going to see one coming out from a member.
Okay, cool.
That's one example, because what we ask you to provide us with the PDF or the JPEG that we're going to publish. But if you look back, I think the week before last, I did one for Cowley's. And theirs is a lot more elaborate, because they worked with me and they told me what they wanted. They've got Christmas lights on it, and they've got a video embedded. And so you can see the two extremes. The one going out today is just going to be a flat, I think it's a PDF with something saying proud member of Obama Chamber at the bottom. But then if you look back in your emails a couple of weeks, or do a find on Cowley's if you didn't delete it, and you can see that one is a lot cooler.
Okay, cool.
So we can do as little or as much as you want. And I also want to mention the fact that for those of you that are familiar with this, our open rate is 26%, which is right there with the industry standard. In fact, it's a little bit higher. which means 1 in 4 people are opening our emails, and that is a very good statistic. So we have a
Thank you
proven
for
track
that. That's
record
actually
of,
great.
we have a proven track record of people paying attention to our emails. So I just wanted to put a little commercial in there, but we will work with you to do with what's it within reason. Callie's puts out an email every year for their Christmas light program, and they usually put it out in June, July timeframe. So yeah.
Just to give you an idea of what that number means that Kathleen just said, what is our membership, Therese?
Right now.
Roughly.
I would say like mid to high 200s right now.
Okay, that's more. So the people opening the emails, 100% more of them are non-members that are just off, because 26% of 2,000 is 520. So that means there's 300 or so non-members that are getting and looking at these email blasts. That's a great return on investment.
Yeah. So the 2,000 names were at one point a chamber member. We don't take people off our email list. We just deactivate them as members. So they're still getting email information, and they haven't taken themselves off our list. That's how we built up the list over the years. So that's great. And thank you for sharing that, Kathleen, because that's it's your email blast. You can be as creative as you want or as simple as you want. So for the same $100. Some people have bought packages. If you go on the website, I think we need to do an email blast about the email blasts.
That's like less than 20 cents a touch. That's what that comes down to. 520 people opening that at $100 is less than 20 cents a touch.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Good marketing dollars. All right. So thank you for that, Dina, for adding that too at the end. We appreciate that. I always say, this is your chamber. You have a voice and we hear you. We take everything that's being said and we do as much as is physically possible to implement all these ideas. So thank you for sharing. I think I'd like to do something like this at least once a quarter so that we can regroup and get more ideas down the road, because people are always, coming up with something new, and it's always very helpful. So thank you for your input. At this point, I want to go quickly around the room because we have about 15 minutes. Just do your 30-second commercial, and then I know we have some testimonials that people want to share. I don't want to miss out on that. So let's start with Lou, Steve, and Joanne.
Thank you, Therese. Good morning. My name is Lou Zimkind. My company is From Gold to Green. I'm a mobile gold buyer. If you have gold, diamond, silver, platinum that you no longer need or no longer want, my services are completely free. You need to do nothing more than take it, put it on the kitchen table. I will come to you with everything that I need to analyze it with my 50 years of experience. And for those things you want to sell, I will pay you with crisp, clean $100 bills right on the spot, tax-free, to use for anything that you want. It's fast, it's fun, it's safe, it's easy, it's convenient, and my information is in the chat room. So please give me a call, get cash today. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Lou.
Morning, Steve Rosen, Jobs Done Right. I'm your local handyman. Anything you need done inside or out, I'm there. I can take care of it. So call me.
Thanks, Steve.
Froggy this morning. It's Joanne Colella. My business is Colella Communications. I am your outlier for the Monmouth Regional Chamber. I'm in Arizona, and I love all these ideas being discussed this morning because I'm all about helping businesses and organizations market themselves. I offer copywriting and editing services for whatever written content you have to promote what you do, your website, your marketing materials, email blasts like we were talking about, and any content that you need to add to your advertising and marketing materials. And I do love some of the ideas that are here. I like the notion of the chamber following up on that card. I think that would be a great idea for us to do some branding. And I have a feeling if we do launch something like that, I might be involved in it.
Yes, you will. You know, you get a phone call from me. Thank you, Joanne. Next up, we'll go to Carrie, Dwayne, and Jim.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Carrie Gazerwitz. I work at Berniker, Eiger & Lang CPA. Our office is located in Eatontown, but if you don't want to come all the way there, we can do everything for you digitally as well. So we are a tax and accounting firm, and we work with businesses as well as individual clients on not only your taxes once a year, but also helping you maintain throughout the year so you don't get any big surprises come next April when you file. If you have any questions, contact me. I'll put my info in the chat. Berniker, Eiger & Lang can help make your life less taxing.
Love that line. Thanks, Carrie.
Good morning, folks. Good to see some smiling faces. And yeah, I really appreciate the presentation. I was busy taking some notes. I like Jim's idea about signing up the speakers in advance. I like Lou's thought, and therefore, getting the people to show up to get the benefit. Maybe every time you show up for an event, you get $1 or $2 off your annual dues. A little bit of a teaser incentive there, but good information, and thank you. And if anybody had missed any of the points or had trouble understanding what was going on this morning, please give me a call. My other world, I do testing, consultation, diagnostics for any hearing concerns for you or someone you care for. The testing and consultation are no charge, no obligation. My name is Dwayne Hunt. I have the Miracle Ear office in Freehold, and let me help you hear a better day.
Thank you. Thank you, Dwayne.
Good morning, everybody. Jim from Rock Solid Tech Support, computer and network support, repairs and troubleshooting for Windows and Mac. Most of my clients are small businesses like yourselves. I typically do my work wherever the client is. So if you have any issue, give me a shout. I can either do it remotely or I can come visit. You have to take the computer anywhere. Jim from Rock Solid Tech Support.
Thank you, Jim. Next up, Dina, Laura, and Tom.
Good morning, everyone. Dina Coffey. I'm the Director of Community Relations for Artist Senior Living of Eatontown. And for those of you that don't know, we are open. We did sit unopen for 2 years, but as of March, we are open. March 11th, we accepted our first 2 new neighbors. We are up to 21. And as I heard yesterday, we are legal. So yeah, we have 21 residents, hoping to fill the rest of the 48 suites that I have. So if you know anyone that's looking for an assisted living with a focus on Alzheimer's and dementia, please send them my way. I'll put my information in the chat, even just for the education, just to see the amazing space that we have there and what we can do for all your family and friends. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Dana. It's great to see you here.
Hello, everyone. I'm not looking at the camera because I am driving. So my name is Laura Matlaga from Pico Wellness, and what I represent is finding your self-care, your calm, your zen. So I would love to do a fundraiser for you. I'm in the midst of doing a fundraiser right now for Light to Earth Sanctuary. I'll be doing monthly yoga classes at Tinton Falls, where I got certified as a yoga instructor and Reiki 2 certified. So what this is all about is I will donate my services for free. You come with a cause and I will raise money for you. It's all about giving back because we are all on this earth to help one another. So with that being said, I want to keep it short and sweet. Looking forward to seeing you on everyone at Beacon. And thank you so much for the great presentation. Wow, all that you're offering. And now I can even use my membership to its fullest potential. Thank you, and everyone have a wonderful and safe weekend. God bless.
Thank you, Laura.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Palella. I'm the owner of Car Concierge Plus. Many of you have either used my services or have referred someone to me. So we own a nationwide car buying and leasing service. So pretty much if you know anyone in the market right now for a used or new car anywhere in the country, in any state, if you send them our way, we will help them find the car they're looking for, negotiate the price and guarantee that we can get the lowest price, or we give them their money back. It's the most volatile car market right now in the last 40 years, pretty much. So we're here really as a service to folks across the country to help them not get taken advantage of in this market or any market. So Tom Palella, Car Concierge Plus.
Thank you, Tom. And I know Mark was talking about membership all meeting, but he does have a business I'd like him to promote. So we'll go to Mark, then we'll go to Al, and then Carrie listening.
Here we go. Okay, so I'm a real estate professional and I represent Keller Williams. Pretty much the Q&A today was to get at, it was two things. One of it is to find out your why. Why are you a member of the chamber? And that's what I do with my real estate business. I don't buy and sell real estate. I find out what my clients' why is. What are their end goals? Buying or selling or leasing or renting really isn't what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to downsize. They're trying to get elderly parents into a facility. They're trying to get their business into a place where they can run their business. They're trying to close out an estate by taking care of that. And it's a Q&A. I engage myself with my clients to find out what their why is. And in this way, I make it my why of what I'm doing to help them out. So that's pretty much what and how I do. The other thing I also do is self-assessments and evaluations, and I track and I see what am I doing right, what I'm doing wrong. And that's another thing we were doing here today, just to get some feedback on how things are. And you know, I try to grow all the time, personally, professionally, spiritually, and just all that wraps up into who I am, and it trickles out into every aspect of my life, including my business. And I'm blessed where I can actually take care of my family doing something I love, helping other people. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Okay, that's me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Al, you're independent insurance broker. It means I shop around, find the best rates for you for insurance, life insurance, health insurance, annuities, and also Medicare specialists for those who are 65, becoming 65. You know someone in that category, I can certainly help them. So Al Aloisi, a higher level of service. My information is in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. Carrie, are you there? Carrie listening?
That's Carrie.
Who?
Carrie Kaskowski.
She logged off already, Carrie Kaskowski. She logged off. Carrie
Yeah.
listening?
I guess that's her phone.
That's her phone.
Oh, is that her
Carrie
phone?
listening. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who that was because that phone was on there at the same time that Carrie was on. I guess she's gone and she left her phone logged in. Okay, well then, I know before we get to just events, Kathleen, if you could just talk about Beacon, because we're really out of time, because I know there's a testimony I'd like to hear about.
Okay, Beacon coming up July 27th. Ad Journal supposed to close today, probably isn't going to. Still time to send a message to the people, that honorees that you know, the organizations that you know and love that are being honored. We'll work with you to get those things in. And the deadline for the tickets is next Friday, the 15th. So that's about Beacon.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, great.
Move on.
So I know this is something that had occurred about a week or so ago. Steve Rosen had reached out to me. He was in the market to buy a car, and he asked me for Tom's information because Tom, as a previous chamber member, made an impact when he was here. So I know Steve wanted to talk about his experience with Tom, so I wanted to make sure to hear that.
So I hate cars. I hate everything about cars. I hate buying them. I hate having them. Totally hate cars. So having said that, we need to buy a car. The one we have was starting to fall apart a little bit. So we reached out to Tom, and well worth it. We let's put it this way. The day we were going to go look at the car we had died. That's the kind of thing I have with cars. So, but Tom was awesome. He found all the cars we needed. We bought one. It was well worth every penny we paid for him. Well worth it. He told us things I never knew, saved us. I can't even imagine how much money he probably ended up saving us. Starting right off with the very first vehicle we were thinking of buying, he goes, "Oh, no, don't buy that. You'll have to buy a new transmission soon." Well, that saved us more money than would cost to buy him. That's done. We're like, okay, we're good. It was amazing, and my wife loved it, and she loves the vehicle, and happy wife, happy life. So thank you, Tom.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for taking the time to share that. I love hearing that. And like you said, the money affords my hopeful 3 kids to go to college, but I really love doing this for people. And I really appreciate you taking the time to share that. It means a lot.
So inquiring minds want to know, for a guy who hates cars, what'd you end up with?
Well, we ended up with a Nissan Pathfinder, Premier, that they call it?
Yeah, Platinum.
Platinum, that's it, Platinum. So we needed something that seats 7 because I live with my in-laws and we're starting to drive them around. That's one of the reasons we needed new vehicles, because we couldn't squish in the Chrysler 300 anymore. And that's what we ended up with. I think it was a 2000.
And we wound up buying it at an Audi dealership, Audi of Millburn. People assume some of the best pre-owned hidden finds are at really well-known. I mean, Audi of Millburn has such an amazing reputation, and you would think, oh, I would never buy a Nissan Pathfinder there. But me having a 10-year relationship with them, I know they don't accept any car unless it's, whether it's their brand or not. They only accept kind of premier pre-owned cars, so you can feel comfortable buying a car instead of Rob's Auto Sales on the side of the road in Neptune somewhere. It's just it's very shady out there.
So on top of that, it's got every bell and whistle you could possibly imagine.
Steve's a baller now.
Fancy.
For a guy who hates cars, he's now got it completely decked out.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations on your new wheels.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything to share? Oh, yeah.
Nope, here we go. Steve Rosen, who just gave a shout out. I have now, first of all, we've used Steve personally in my wife's office, and in my real estate business, I have 2 listings, and one of them recently was for a lease that we needed stuff done for a CO, and Steve was able to get out there quickly, so we were able to get the CO quickly, reasonable, fast, attentive, and thanks for being there for me, Steve. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Excellent. Joanne?
I have a testimonial for someone who's actually not here at this meeting, but she's a relatively new member in the chamber, Jacqueline Patterson, and she's also now very involved with the Young Professionals group, and she's chairing the upcoming Caring with Karaoke. But her business is called Unique Parties. She does party planning and baked goods and balloons and treats and basically everything you could possibly need for a party. My husband and I flew into New Jersey a couple of weeks ago. We were in and out real quick. I saw some of you, but not everyone we wanted to. And one of the reasons we were in was for my daughter-in-law's baby shower. So I hired Jacqueline for her services. And she made an absolutely beautiful, absolutely delicious cake and chocolate dipped pretzel rods, and she did balloon arrangements. It was really wonderful. It was held at my daughter-in-law's mom's house in Colts Neck, and Jacqueline and her husband actually came and delivered everything, set everything up. It was really very good. So I know she's provided some refreshments and things for some of the chamber meetings. And anyone who hasn't taken advantage of her stuff, go for the cake. It's really good.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Appreciate it.
I got one more quick one.
Okay.
I did this last Tuesday. at the West Perk, but there's all new people here, and Lou is with us. I just want to tell you, Jerry and I are downsizing. We went through a lot of stuff, let the kids go through the jewelry, whatever we did, whatever was left over, Lou came over, and it's quite an education and a show that, you know, you get paid when it's over. Lou, thank you for going through all that for us. And, you know, it was painless. I mean, we weren't giving up anything that was painful to give up. It was just, like I said, a matter of purging, but the process was smooth, enjoyable. We laughed, told stories, and Lou left with jewelry and gold, and he left us with some $100 bills.
Thank you, Mark.
Excellent. Fantastic. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here today and participating. Thank you for your ideas, your testimonials. And I love this chamber. I've been a member of the chamber since March of 2013, and I am honestly very proud and honored to be serving you all. And I do think that this chamber is, I love what you said, Jim, and Carrie, well, Carrie's not here, but hearing the feedback that we're a warm and welcoming group, that's our goal. We want people to feel that. We don't want to have people feel awkward or uninvited or unwelcome. So we really appreciate that feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark, for leading the discussion. I thought it was a great one, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. And if there's nothing else, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being here.
Okay, stay safe, everybody. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend. Oh, and if anybody's in the Atlantic Highlands area, there's fireworks tonight.
Ah.
Just FYI. Okay, take care, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Laura. Good seeing you.
Good seeing you too, dear. Bye-bye.
Bye.